Will Rebecca and John house?
From fierce makeovers to unforgettable photo shoots, America's Next Top Model was a part of the good old reality TV days and launched the dreams of aspiring models across the world. For 24 cycles, Tyra Banks and her panel of judges put contestants to the test, pushing them to strut, smize, and slay their way to the top, and to get unwanted haircuts, but we'll talk about that later. But after the cameras stopped rolling and the prizes were handed out, what really happened to the winners? Did they conquer the fashion industry, or did they take unexpected turns in their careers and lives? In this episode, we're catching up with every winner from America's Next Top Model, from Cycle 1's Adrienne Curry to Cycle 24's Kyla Coleman. Get ready for some drama, some surprises, and some glow-ups when we find out where these women are now. Hey, it's Wildflower and welcome back to Wild Recap. Okay, so before I even get into this video, you will notice two different versions of me because I had some of this video filmed before and edited, okay? I had it filmed and edited, but then something happened, I don't know what, and I lost the first part of the video, and this was after spending about 3 days trying to edit it because my computer was skipping. So I decided to film the rest and to refilm what I lost and put it together as one video. I hope the YouTube gods are happy. By the way, this was all after a breakdown. But enough about my hardships, let's gossip. America's Next Top Model started a phenomenon that did mark an era in TV and culture and provided us with a whole bunch of memes and moments to hate on Tyra about. Well, y'all, not me. You can't make me hate Miss Bae. Anyway, y'all, let's hop right into catching up with Adrienne Curry, Cycle 1's winner. Adrienne is from Joliet, Illinois, and had a very interesting experience after the show. Adrienne says that she felt misled by the promises made during A&TM. She says that she was told she'd have big deals like with Revlon, a modeling contract, as they would announce on the show. But many of those promises did not materialize. She said she was never paid the prize that she was promised. Adrienne described the industry as cutthroat, lying, and predatory. She said she felt pressured into things that she wasn't comfortable with. Adrienne also experienced a few medical scares. She had an incident with her implant where she reported that they rotted her natural tissue, okay, in one breast, causing necrosis, and that required surgery. So she did have them removed and experienced more complications during that surgery. After that, Adrienne also experienced fibroids in her uterus, which caused her to get her uterus removed. Nowadays, Adrienne is promoting a more natural lifestyle that embraces natural aging and not chasing youth. Adrienne also got married twice. First to Christopher Knight from 2006 to 2011, and then to her current husband, Matthew Rhodes, since 2016. They now live a quieter life in Montana, where Adrienne worked for Avon for a while, and actually she still does. I know y'all haven't forgotten about good old Avon. Yes, they are still around, and they have hair care now. Now, I don't remember them selling hair care back in my day, but that's cool. Impressive. But yeah, y'all, Adrienne gladly left Hollywood, but she's still looking good as a salt and pepper fox. Next, we have someone who stuck in my memories a tad more than the first winner, which was the second cycle's winner, Joanna House. I actually really loved her look and how she carried herself. Joanna is from Jacksonville, Florida, and born to a Canadian father and Mexican mother. She seems like her time after the show went a little more smoothly than not. Joanna actually walked in various runway shows, including the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in 2004 for designers like Sue Wong, Custo Barcelona, Petrozilia, and more. She did print and editorial work, covers or spreads for magazines like Psychology Today, Jane, Metro Style, Jacksonville, Luxury Living, and more. Joanna has also done campaigns and commercials with Sephora and other brands. She was also in Declare Yourself, which was a voting campaign, if you remember that. So she did do her share of modeling after the show, but that's not all. Joanna stepped into her hosting bag and was able to host on shows like the Look for Less on the Style Network in 2005, a year after her time on America's Next Top Model. In 2008, she was the host of a reality show called Queen Bees, which I'm going to have to check out because I don't remember that one. Joanna even became the face of CW back when it was a newer network, and she appeared in commercials and web ads. Your girl has been active as a result of her time on Top Model. I mean, makes sense though when you're signed, right? She signed to IMG Models after after the show, Joanna also found time for sex. That's right. She does have a son named Alistair with her husband, Greg Lineberry, who is a civil rights lawyer. Alistair was born in 2008, by the way. Now, the other thing about Joanna is when I found her IG page, I was so confused, okay? I mean, this lady looks completely different. I had to keep scrolling to make sure it was her. Then I looked at the link on her page and it's her. I mean, she looks great and all, but I can't put my finger on exactly what's different, although she looks completely different. On to the third cycle winner, who was Eva Pickford, now Eva Marcel. Eva came in with much attitude and was the biggest bitch the show has seen thus far.
How do you compare yourself to the other girls out there?
I don't compare myself to other girls. I'm Eva. I'm no comparison to anyone else.
About 80% of the girls that come in here have something negative to say about you.
Eva, she's saying this about me and saying that about me. Eva, she was always mean to me.
Eva, excessively abrasive and hostile.
Eva, she's out of control.
Eva.
A lot of these women are ultra sensitive.
They broke down her hard shell though, and they gave her a new haircut. After her win, Eva worked with brands such as DKNY, Avon, Read by Marc Ecko, and others. She appeared in editorial spreads and magazine covers like Essence, Women's Health and Fitness, Elle, etc. Eva transitioned to acting as well. She had short guest roles in shows like The Young and the Restless, The House of Pain, Smallville, Everybody Hates Chris, and around 2006, she formally dropped Pickford from her name and began going by Eva Marcel. Around the same time, she changed managers, which Tyra and Benny Medina were actually managing her at the time. Later on, Eva appeared on more reality TV in 2017 on VH1's Scared Famous, and she appeared on The Real Housewives of Atlanta seasons 11 and 12. She also started a CBD oil company called CVAD around the birth of her first child, I believe. Miss Marcel also had her share of relationship drama with her first child's father, singer Kevin McCall. There was some drama surrounding claims of domestic abuse. Eva claims that Kevin put his hands on her with their daughter in her hands and that she has moved multiple times to avoid him. Kevin has done an interview with Tasha K where he basically tells his side of everything. Here I have provided a few clips, so check it out.
I started getting frustrated, and that's where those insecurities I was telling you come. This is a high maintenance woman. Everything's top notch, and
you got to provide.
I got to provide.
And you
and
couldn't
I felt like I
provide.
didn't know where my next check was coming from.
How bad did you verbally and emotionally abuse Eva?
Now you know I'm the most timid. You think I could win an arguing match with Eva?
What I gather from the clips that I showed you is that he went for a woman that was a little out of his league, calling her high class and admitting that he did not have the finances to keep up. That caused frustration that he admitted to, and some men in those situations lash out physically on their partners. They do. It happens. He allegedly admitted to breaking things and being physical in that way, and honestly, that's enough to scare a lady. But this was a very old situation, okay? But it is a part of what happened to her after America's Next Top Model. After successfully separating from Kevin, Eva then married attorney Michael Sterling in 2018, and the two have 2 sons together. Sadly though, in 2023, Eva and Sterling divorced. Cycle 4's winner was Naima Mora. She was so beautiful and with a different type of look. And again, a class act. Surprisingly, she's from Detroit. As far as Naima's ethnicity, her father is Mexican and Black, and her mother is Irish and Black. I imagine that's an interesting experience growing up. After winning A&TM Cycle 4 in 2005, Naima earned the standard winners prizes, which were a modeling contract with Ford Models, a spread in Elle magazine, and a $100K contract with CoverGirl Cosmetics. However, her experience with Ford Models turned out more difficult than expected. Naima has said that after the show, she gained some weight and kept her mohawk haircut, both things that apparently conflicted with the agency's expectations about body size and conforming to established beauty norms. Eventually, Naima was dropped by Ford Models because she refused to conform. She didn't want to grow out her hair or severely restrict her body size. But despite the setback with Ford, Naima continued modeling. She worked with various agencies over the years, walked in runway shows, did editorial shoots, and appeared in magazines including Vogue Italia, Malvi, Elle Girl, Gia's Magazine, Weekly Style. As of 2021, she was signed with EMG Models, so there's an IMG and EMG. She dabbled in acting with appearances in shows like Veronica Mars as Miss Dumas. Naima also appeared in a few music videos for smaller artists as well. She also published a book, yes, titled Model Behavior, which combines photographs and her experiences in the modeling world. Nowadays, Naima continues to model, especially in editorial work. She still takes on brand partnerships and modeling gigs here and there as well. She's also behind the scenes directing productions. Naima also practices Nichiren Buddhism and values natural beauty over trend chasing. The industry does a number to these girls, makes them feel good for being beautiful and or different, then tells them they're not good enough once they get used to them. Sounds like a toxic man. No wonder a few of them have leaned into wellness and naturalism afterwards. The last thing about Naima is a fun fact. She has a twin named Nia. Look at that. I never knew. Next is someone I kind of forgot about, which is Cycle 5 winner Nicole Linklater. Nicole was cute and sweet on her season. They really didn't do much of a change to her look for the makeover because she already looked like a model. They just dyed her hair, maybe gave her some more waves or something. Nicole came from Grand Forks, North Dakota, working at Victoria's Secret before A&TM. After her season, Nicole did sign with Ford Models and received the promised $100K, but later ended up signing with Elite Model Management, Noose Model Management, and several international agencies. She appeared in a variety of editorials and fashion spreads like Elle Girl, Women's Health and Fitness, Lemonade. She also walked in runway shows for designers like Alice and Olivia, BB, Rose Nichols, and more. Nicole did a lot. She did commercial modeling for CoverGirl, eyewear, and more, and also modeled for brands like Forever 21, Secret Deodorant, Bigoss Jeans, and more, of course. Nicole has done some work behind the camera as well, casting associate work on a reality series called Life or Death, which was in 2016. She also did hosting for Fashion Week and other small TV spots. Nicole got married to Adam Nathanson, and they have 2 children together. Nowadays, Nicole is doing freelance work here and there and focusing on family. Next winner for Cycle 6 went to Danielle Evans from Little Rock, Arkansas. We all remember Danielle for her country accent and the gap in her teeth. Danielle was beautiful with or without dental work. Side note, I don't think a tooth gap in the middle 2 front teeth is like a negative trait. It's a distinctive trait, but many people look good with their 2 front teeth gaps, which is all the more reason why Danielle wanted to keep hers. They made her close it up a little bit though. Strangely enough, there was another season with a white girl with a gap and they let her keep hers, so I don't know what's up with that. There was another black girl with a gap as well named Brandy. I don't remember them making a big deal of her gap. Maybe they just didn't like Danielle with hers. After America's Next Top Model, Danielle continued modeling for brands like Essence, Elle Girl, Metro Style, etc. She did commercial work for CoverGirl, Target, and more. Her ventures outside of modeling includes founding Monroe, which is a unisex hat brand. These are some quality hats. I know y'all see them prices. Today, Danielle is still signed to Elite Management. Hey y'all, we are halfway through part 1 of our A&TM catch-up sesh. So if you are enjoying this video, please rack up those likes. If you appreciate this update, don't be afraid to hype the video if there's a little hype button there. All interactions are appreciated. Next, we have Cycle 7's winner, Cara D. English. Our second winner from North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota that is. To me, she had a different look for a white woman with fuller lips and a bigger forehead. And that bigger forehead thing is no shade, okay? Everyone knows girls with big foreheads are cute, including myself. I mean, I know my forehead ain't small. Anyway, following her win, Cara D signed with Elite Model Management and appeared in major publications like 17 and Elle. She also hosted the Oxygen series Pretty Wicked and made guest appearances on shows such as Gossip Girl and One Tree Hill. Cara D also faced some hardships with addiction. She ended up hospitalized after having an accident due to her relapsing in 2022. She has since recovered and stayed sober. Cara D has also been a vocal advocate for psoriasis awareness, which is a condition that she battled with since childhood. Today, Cara D continues to model and has expanded her creative pursuits to include photography and music. She's actually a student at Berklee College of Music and actively shares her work and experiences on social media. Next was someone who got eliminated at first, then came back the very next season with the same huge personality and won Cycle 8.
Tyra Banks, wind in the hair thing.
My name is Jasleen. I am 19 years old.
Did you learn all that in Catholic school?
Miss Jasleen Gonzalez. She got the CoverGirl contract and all the things that were promised from the show. So far, it seems like Adrienne is the only girl who did not, but let's see. After the show, Jasleen appeared in magazines like 17, WWD, Vogue India, Nylon Mexico, and others. Jasleen was also featured on various billboards, including in Times Square. She has a couple of advocacy ventures as well. She's used her platform to raise awareness around teen dating violence. She partnered with Liz Claiborne and the National Domestic Violence Hotline for the Love is Not Abuse campaign. She also launched her own modeling training course. It's called On Set with Jasleen, which helps aspiring models with photo shoot tips, runway guidance, and insight into the modeling industry. Jasleen is still modeling under agencies like Wallflower Management, and I think she looks even better today. Now, Cycle 9 winner. Baby, I didn't remember who this woman was until I looked at the pictures, but her name is Celicia Stowers from Pasadena, California. Before A&TM, Celicia, y'all, I'm sorry. She already had some modeling and television work experience. She'd appeared in a Wendy's commercial, she's worked at Tyra Banks' show, and she attended Tyra Banks' self-esteem camp called T-Zone. There was some controversy around this. Of course, some people felt like she shouldn't have been able to qualify. But Celicia says that she was within the rules and that her prior work wasn't disqualifying. But knowing Tyra beforehand didn't stop them from giving her that horrible bob. Yes, it was of the Farquaad variety. They made it look cute in some photos though. Celicia made a smooth pivot into acting with roles in All My Children. She played Cassandra Foster starting in 2013. She was also in Days of Our Lives in 2015. Celicia joined the cast as Lonnie Price. She stayed in that role for several years and then left the show in 2022. She also had guest roles in other shows such as Switch That Birth, The Fosters, and New Girl. In 2023, she launched SS Body and Nutrition, her health and wellness coaching company. She has been using it to offer programs related to fitness, wellness, and nutrition. For Cycle 10's winner, we have Whitney Thompson, A&TM's first plus-size model, and you know we have to put plus size in quotation for these people. On the show, many judges criticized Whitney for being pageanty or not high fashion enough, but she pushed through and embraced being a role model for body positivity. After winning, Whitney modeled for a number of brands and campaigns like Forever 21, Fashion Bug, Torrid, JCPenney's, Saks Fifth Avenue, and more. She also did work as a spokesmodel for Smile Stylist, for Right Fit by Fashion Bug, and served as an ambassador for the National Eating Disorder Association. Getting the philanthropy in there. Whitney has extended her work beyond modeling into the restaurant business. She ran a Tennessee farm-to-table restaurant called Whitney Lee's at one point, but more recently, she's the owner of Craft 850, which is in Panama City, Florida. As you can see, they have a 4.6 rating, so good for them. Whitney actually currently lives in Florida with her husband Ian Forrester and their children. She's actually from Atlantic Beach, Florida. Cycle 11's winner is another name that sounded foreign before the pictures. We have McKee Sullivan. After the show, she was featured in Forest and Bluff magazine, Vogue Knitting, Marie Claire, and others. She walked runway shows including Amsterdam International Fashion Week, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Fall 2009, and Fashion Weeks in Trinidad and Tobago. Here's an interesting turn. Over time, McKee left the industry and retired from modeling. She got involved with MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a training enthusiast capacity. She actually met her man through this new hobby. His name is Sam Alvey, and he's an MMA fighter. They married in 2013, and they have 5 children together, and at least 2 younger children, including a daughter that was adopted. Today, they live in Murrieta, California, living a quiet life with animals and everything. Cycle 12, we have Tiana Anderson from Woodstown, New Jersey. During the competition, she was known for her consistency. Several times first call out, good photos, and runway presence, and was considered one of the more versatile contestants. In addition to the top model prizes, she did a fair amount of work internationally, especially in South Africa, walking in South Africa Fashion Week and doing runway shows and printed editorial work there as well. She has also expressed more honesty about her experience on A&TM as well. For instance, in interviews, she's described some of her interactions, especially with Tyra Banks or the show's editing, as fake or forced at times. You know, blah, blah, blah. It's show business, okay? You won and that was real, you know? Today, Tiana focuses on parenting her son who was diagnosed with autism in 2020. Her IG is the first private profile of the winners I've come across. Nicole Fox won Cycle 13, which was A&TM's Petite Edition, where all the models were 5'7" and under. In addition to the A&TM prizes, she did modeling gigs for Steve Madden, Wild Fox Couture, Ed Hardy, and CoverGirl Eyewear, among others. After her role on the show, Nicole did a little acting. She took on roles in projects like The Bold and the Beautiful, indie films such as Redlands in 2014, and a few other smaller roles. Over time, Nicole backed away from modeling and leaned into her creative side with visual art. She also authored a children's book titled Lipton Loves, which is about the everyday adventures of Tabby Cat. Nowadays, Nicole lives a more private life in Maryland with her husband and son, and again, she seemed to have decided to step away from modeling. They always made a big deal of height and how girls should be tall, but as we can see, Nicole has had some success modeling after the show with her shorter self. Was this because she was attached to A&TM, or did the height thing not matter as much? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Also, interestingly, I couldn't find many runway gigs for Nicole though, but I don't know if that was because she was shorter or because she was known for having a bad walk on the show. The next America's Next Top Model winner was Krista White from Cycle 14. Krista was another one who worked retail before the show. She, just like Jasleen, tried out before the show and didn't make it. But Krista tried out 12 times, so I'm happy she got to be a part of the show, let alone win. Interestingly enough, she said after the show she still felt really regular as she went right back to her retail job and kept herself grounded. Krista was the first A&TM winner that I know had worked for Betsy Johnson outside of the show. And if I'm missing any others, please forgive me, but yeah, I love Betsy. I always thought her style was fun and intriguing, and she makes cute stuff. Krista appeared in 17, Ebony, In Style, and several other magazines and editorials alike. She walked in shows like BET's Rip the Runway and other Fashion Week events. Krista also had more TV time after A&TM. She was on a show called Global Beauty Masters for 2 seasons, on season 1 as a judge and on season 2 as a mentor. Today, Krista works in fashion and still models from time to time. She also has a beauty-related collaboration with Elise Beauty, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and she's the director of DLX VRSN magazine. It's a lot of letters. Now, for Cycle 15, Ann Ward was one of the most awkward girls to come on the show.
Oh my gosh, hi. I'm Ann. I'm 19 and I'm from Dallas, and I'm so excited to be here.
You have the smallest waist in the world. Can you look at this waist?
But that awkward nature turned into fierceness through the lens.
Ann. Best photo goes to Ann. Congratulations. Thank you. Best picture of the week goes to Ann. Girl, 3 weeks in a row. This is a glorious picture. Best picture this week goes to Ann. Never before in the history of America's Next Top Model has a girl started with Best Picture and got it 4 times in a row. It's cumulative photos this week. And you're making this so not interesting.
On her season, Ann won challenge after challenge, baby. And she was only 19 when she won her season. After the show, Ann did some modeling campaigns and runway work. She walked in shows in the US, Europe, Latin America, and appeared in magazines like Vogue Italia and Velvet magazine. Seems like compared to the others, her career after the show may have been shorter-lived. Eventually, Ann stepped back from the modeling world. She began focusing more on her art, illustration, design, and creative digital work. She's been working as a concept artist, character designer, animator. She's created art for mobile app, anime, comic style characters, etc. Today, Ann lives a quiet public life in Dallas, Texas. I guess public meaning she ain't trying to hide, but she's not trying to be all out there in the spotlight either, Brittany Klein from Beech Creek, Pennsylvania was the winner of Cycle 16. After winning, Brittany moved to New York and got a chance to work with designers like Balenciaga, had editorial features with brands like Acne Studios, Sport Max Code, Bimba y Lola, and appeared in Vogue Mexico. But Brittany's modeling career was short-lived as well. Brittany unfortunately dealt with health issues that came in between her time with IMG Models. Brittany also wanted to finish her degree, so she went and did just that. In 2015, that is, she graduated with honors at Lock Haven University of Pennsylvania. She still did do some modeling after her time with IMG, but in 2017, Brittany retired from modeling and had a child. Her retirement was largely due to the pressures of the fashion modeling industry. She publicly stated that she was tired of certain demands being asked of her, to change her appearance, her hair, her height, her weight, to work without full authenticity, and the general expectations that are placed on models. Sounds a lot like Naima from Cycle 4. She even went back to school at Penn State and graduated with her master's in 2022. Brittany's career trajectory shows a common pattern. Fast rise after reality TV, followed by the realization of the costs involved. Then a decision to step back and redirect life towards education, family, and well-being. Now, here's where things get even fuzzier for me. Cycle 16 winner Lisa D'Amato. Now, Lisa was originally on Cycle 5, but Cycle 16 was an all-star season and had older girls back. Anyway, Lisa was known for her wild personality and for being a pretty good model. Now, get this, after all the modeling experiences, Lisa stepped into her music bag, y'all. Lisa, music, okay? Now, that's a first for these modeling updates. In 2011, she released 2 albums called La Puccinetta, which was in 2009, and Flippin' the Bird, which was in 2011. I listened to some of it, y'all. She's over there rapping, and I just go listen. In 2012, Lisa married Adam Friedman, and they have 2 sons together. In 2013, Lisa suffered a serious facial injury in a freak accident on the set of an indie film called Cowboys and Indians. This accident required plastic surgery for her broken nose, her lip, forehead, and more. She described recovering well after, thankfully. Now, Lisa is another person who has alleged negative experience on A&TM as well. She claimed that the show manipulated contestants, used their past traumas against them, and subjected them to extreme pressure, long hours, fear of weight gain, and things like that. More toxic things, you know?
Okay, so let me back this up. That the scene where I'm crying, the things that they said to me to make me cry, and then they go, let's get out of that, and then tell me about the photo shoot. Tell me about, why you're so upset, like what just happened, So all those emotions they put in then, and they invested that now into a scene by changing the subject. That's what you guys don't see. Now, what they used was something that was a really fucked up thing to do. I told the psychologist a very, at the beginning in casting, and I thought they were giving me like therapy. I was like, this is so cool, I get to talk to a therapist. And then they used this against me. So I'm gonna explain this to you as fast as I can. When I was a little girl, my mom would abandon me. She would leave me at the mall. She left me at a convention, a psychic convention, for hours. It's a really scary thing to have nobody and feel completely alone. It sucks, okay? That's what A&TM knew. That's the story. And right before crying right here, they said, Jay is kind of teasing, giving you a hard time. Janice giving you a hard time. The girls are all giving you a hard time. Yesterday was a really hard time. They're like, do you kind of feel like super alone? Like when your mom would tell you to kill yourself? That's what they said right before that scene.
All that didn't stop her, though, from trying reality TV again. Lisa was also on Celebrity Rehab and Marriage Boot Camp, which I don't know if those are the 2 shows that you want to be on. But that's not it, okay? On Our Girl Lisa, after the show, she also found success as a businesswoman. She launched a product called There You Go, which is a toddler food storage bib. She later pitched this bib on Shark Tank. She got a deal with Barbara Corcoran and a cash investment, plus a loan in exchange for equity in the product. More recently, within the past few years, Lisa moved to Portugal with her father and 2 children. A big reason was for her father's health care. He has multiple health issues, and Portugal's health system provided more affordable care for his medications. So crazy that they had to move countries for his health care, but believable. I had a friend who flew to Turkey for dental care because the flight plus the service there was cheaper than just getting the service here. Back to Lisa, though. Now, I did say that she moved overseas with her sons and did not mention her husband for a reason. Girl, because that's not her man anymore. Yahoo Entertainment has an article that explains the whole thing.
You guys, this is a mess, okay? This article here is basically saying how Lisa and her husband split because he found some interesting text messages in her phone from a DJ, okay? So she was cheating, and then the relationship started to crumble after that. They started living separate places, and one day Miss Lisa rode up to their property with a locksmith, and chaos ensued. There's another screenshot here that explains how a video came out of Lisa basically attacking her ex-husband allegedly and everything like that. And of course, everything is alleged information. We weren't there, but if you want to, you can slow it down, pause it, and take a read for yourself. But this is the situation with Miss Lisa and her first marriage.
So yeah, even more stuff happened after that, all of which includes Lisa being described as the aggressor. Here's what her ex-husband has to say after all of it.
Now, Lisa's ex-husband is saying that he doesn't want her hurt. He just wants her to get help. He's alleging that she has a drinking problem, and all these things coming from
the energy of being kind of sorry for her. I don't know if that's legit or not. Go check out the Daily Mail for the longer version of the video that I showed you all. I'm just reporting what's out there. Very sad to hear. I was so happy to see Lisa all happy and healthy. So I really hate to hear that her and her family are going through this. The article was just released August of this year. Man, we talked about our girl Lisa for a while. Unsurprisingly though, I mean, Lisa was a lot. But thanks for sticking with me so far, guys. If you have made it this far and you still haven't liked the video, come on, man, don't be in denial. You are enjoying this. Now, last cycle, I told you it was getting a little fuzzy, okay? Next cycle's winner is a name that I didn't even know at all, okay? I think I had stopped watching the show sometime before Lisa won. Next is Cycle 18's winner, Sophie Sumner, making her the first winner of the US version of the show who's not American. Before that, she was the runner-up on Britain's Next Top Model, Cycle 5. Interesting that the rules allowed her to go through the competition in Britain and in the US. But whatever. Sophie appeared in a number of magazines including Vogue Italia, Marie Claire, Nylon, Cosmopolitan, Harper's Bazaar, and a few others. You know, all the usual gigs these girls received after the show. But Sophia, get this, as a part of her prize, released a pop single called Aiming for You. What? ANTM started giving away singles? The song didn't result in a music career, but it was made. In addition to this, Sophia had multiple hosting segments for NBC, Forever 21, Marie Claire, Hearst, and others. In 2015, Sophia was on another reality show called Taking New York, which was about a group of Brits trying to make it in New York. As of 2021 and beyond, Sophie is still active in fashion and entertainment, modeling, editorial work, and hosting. She is also a contributing editor for Daily Front Row and also hosts on Amazon Live, which I didn't even know existed. The last thing about Miss Sophia is that she wrote a short film called Day One, which was released this year. Cycle 19's win went to Laura James. And Cycle 19 was the college edition of the show. Again, by now I had definitely stopped watching. Anyway, this season featured women who were in college or recent graduates. Laura was also named the face of ANTM's fragrance called Dream Come True. She got a spread in Nylon magazine and participated in campaigns with brands like Nine West and Smashbox Cosmetics. Now, let's back it up here. ANTM had a fragrance? Apparently so, girl. Called Dream Come True. Now, the comments say that it was a sweet smelling scent. Some say that it was dank, and others say that it doesn't last very long. Laura eventually transitioned into acting with roles in The Young and the Restless, American Woman, and perhaps best known more for her recent role, which is a reoccurring part as Molly Hicks in SWAT on CBS. Laura also once launched a jewelry line called Dreamtime by Laura James. As far as her personal life, Laura got married to John Michael Ecker in 2022, and in July of 2023, they welcomed their first child together. While she isn't doing heavy runway work these days, she is involved in selective modeling appearances and brand work. Moving on to Cycle 20. Cycle 20 was the first season to feature both male and female models in the competition. Very interesting. It was around this time that the prizes slightly changed to a modeling contract with Next Model Management in Los Angeles and an 8-page spread in Nylon magazine and the $100,000 ad campaign with guests. Jordan Miller was the winner of this season, Cycle 20. She did modeling for international magazines that she was on the cover or had spreads in. Shortly after her win, Jordan appeared on shows like VH1's Best Week Ever and OK TV. The drama for Miss Jordan came in the form of finances. Despite early success, Jordan faced serious financial difficulties later. She filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in November of 2015 in Oregon. She claimed only about $16K, a little over $16K in assets versus a little over $28K in liabilities. At the time of filing, she said that she had $0 in her bank account and that much of her income from modeling, etc., did not catch up with the expenses or ongoing bills. Today, Jordan still does modeling work, though not on the scale that she initially expected after the ANTM win. Some of her more recent modeling appears in niche editorial features rather than big budget campaigns. As for Cycle 21, Keith Carlos was the first man to win America's Next Top Model. Keith had played football before modeling. He played with the Philadelphia Eagles and briefly with the New York Giants, but was released later due to injury. Keith was able to book multiple gigs, just like everyone else on this list, which included campaigns with commercial brands like Men's Warehouse, Adidas, Sunglass Hut, Reebok, Macy's, etc. He too did his acting thing with a reoccurring role in The Young and the Restless. Keith was also in Cardi B's music video for Be Careful, which is pretty cool. He does have a heart too. He launched the Make Keith Happen campaign, which is an initiative aimed at motivating people, especially youth, inspiring them to pursue their goals despite challenges. Keith emphasizes that ANTM was the launching pad. He often says that in interviews, the show gave him the needed exposure, but much of his success came from networking, social media growth, and pursuing diversified opportunities. What an interesting journey from an NFL player to a model. For Cycle 23, Tyra stepped back into more of an EP role while Rita Ora took on being the host of this season. Niall DeMarco was the second male to win the competition and the first deaf winner. His win was in 2015, and in 2016, Niall won Dancing with the Stars. He used that platform also to raise visibility for the deaf community. He acted in TV shows with recurring roles like in Switched at Birth and in others like Station 19, Queer as Folk, What Would You Do? This man has been making some noise for the deaf community, no pun intended. Niall founded the Niall DeMarco Foundation, focused on advocacy for deaf culture, language access, and early ASL education for deaf children. He produced Deaf You on Netflix, which is a reality series following students at Gallaudet University. He was involved in Audible, an Oscar-nominated documentary short as well. In 2022, Niall released a memoir titled Deaf Utopia, a memoir, and a love letter to a way of life. And just this year, he co-directed and produced a documentary film called Deaf President Now. This production premiered at Sundance and was released by Apple Original Films. Now has spoken about how ANTM was rewarding but also mentally taxing. He shared that being deaf sometimes meant feeling isolated, especially in group situations or when the show's format didn't accommodate sign language well. He's discussed his sexual fluidity publicly, embracing identity intersections like him being deaf and a part of the LGBTQ community. Our next cycle winner, India Gantz, she did the magazine covers and the fashion shows just like the rest, but India also explored music through DJ work. India has also had her share of industry toxicity, of course. She has shared some uncomfortable experiences and pressure from the fashion industry. For example, India has alleged that agents have asked her early in her career to lose weight, lighten her skin tone, and even remove ribs. She resisted or did not comply with many of these requests. Removing ribs is crazy. Just last year, she revealed that before the ANTM finale aired, Tyra Banks allegedly threatened to reshoot the finale or replace her with another contestant if she revealed she won before it aired. But she said that she kept the secret for a long time, only telling certain people afterwards. I don't think that was much of anything to tell now. She could have kept the secret for longer. Today, India is LA based and still modeling. The very last winner of the ANTM series was Kyla Coleman, also the very last person I never knew of. During her ANTM cycle, she was vocal about wanting to see a broader representation, different body types, age diversity. She has said that winning gave her the platform to try and promote these ideals. After the show, she's used her platform for those same things, bringing light to things like diversity in modeling, representation, body positivity, mental health, and related issues. Kyla is doing a lot of building, setting up agency relationships, choosing representation, picking projects that align with her values. Today, Kyla is still modeling and getting steady work. Well, you guys, that was the last girl and the last cycle of ANTM. Great competition show. Definitely had us in a chokehold. Definitely had us all feeling like we knew a little something about the modeling industry. I know there were other girls from ANTM that you may be wondering about who weren't winners, but were memorable on the show. Just comment who you want to know about and I'll make that video for you as well. And I know there were 24 winners. I think something happened in my numbering, so I'll fix it during the edit. If it's weird, I'm sorry. This has been a long day and a very interesting process trying to even get this video out. Thank you so much for watching this one. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. I drop nostalgic fire like this and recaps on other shows that you're already watching or should be. I will see you guys next recap.